guys, I wanted to share some information with you all about wood stove and how you can turn your wood stove into like an open fireplace and use the radiant heat. So this is my wood stove here, and I'm using a regular fan to blow air because I find this is more effective than using a small one. This just gets the place really nice and toasty and warm because of it blowing so much air. And I have it on the lowest setting, so I have it on number 1. My fan has 5 settings, so I just have it on the lowest setting, and it just blows a lot of air, and it just keeps the place like on 20 degrees. Sometimes it goes to 21 or 22, depends on how much logs that I put in there. So if I want the place to warm up really quick, I open my I open the wood stove door, right? I open the door, and if I want it to just like be regular, then I just close it. But I like to keep it open, and when it's open, the radiant heat comes out and the fan blows. I'm gonna have the fan off because it's just gonna make too much noise. And as you can see, I have my pots on top of the wood stove, and I have water boiling in there today. Water is in them just to make steam, and just to keep the house nice and moist, because the house is so warm, it gets really dry quickly, and especially with my plants, I have to water them a lot, so you always have to have some moisture in the air, or else the house gets too dry because there's too warm in here. And I have my aloes right there. My aloe is right there, and I don't want it to get too dry because a huge aloe I have. But going back to the wood stove, you can use it as a form of radiant heat to get your place heat up faster. Now, if you have small children, you may not be able to do that because that's kind of dangerous for small children, and they may get themselves burnt. But if you don't have small children, you can do that. But I do have a 2-year-old, and she knows not to go there. She understands that you don't go there next to the wood stove, that you don't touch stuff. So if you have a child and she understands that, that's fine. Because my child, she don't go anywhere near the wood stove. She knows it's hot, she knows it's dangerous, and she doesn't go anywhere near there. But anyways, we keep it open like that, and it's so great. It warms up your room or your kitchen or wherever you have it very, very quickly. And then once you get warm enough, you can close it off, or if you like the warmth, and you can leave it open all day. Like I said, if you have small children, that's perfect. So once I'm inside the house, I do this. I just make sure my fire is going really well, and then I just keep that wood stove door wide open, and my kitchen is just very, very toasty warm all day long. So this is a way you can use your wood stove and make use of the radiant heat. Now the wood stove itself, it still becomes hot at the top where the pot is, and it still gives off the same amount of heat that's on top, but you get extra heat by leaving this open, so it works like a fireplace like. So the wood stove is becoming like a fireplace and gives enough radiant heat, so you get 2 sets of heat when you do that. So I just wanted to share that with you because I'm doing this and this is really working for me. And like I said, you can keep pots of water on there to keep warm. You can boil soup, you can cook meat, you can tenderize meat if you have like bones or whatever on top there all day long. Once your fire is going, why waste good heat, if you want to cook food or anything like that. You can put your soups, whatever you're making, you can put up there, your stews. What else? If you're making some kind of bean stew, anything like that, you can put it up there and cook all day. And it's the wood stove is really, really hot. So I mean, you have to be very careful. Depends on what you're making. That if you put a pot there, it boils very quickly, and your thing can burn. So just be careful. Make sure you have enough liquid in your pots when you put it up there, so it's not gonna burn. My wood stove gets very, very hot, right? I have a wet wood that I use in the wood stove, and if I want them to dry very quickly, when the wood stove is lighting, I just put the wet wood at the top, and in like 15-20 minutes I can put it in there, and it will work perfectly. So I mean, this little wood stove here is just amazing. It just works really, really well. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. If you're living on a farm and you have a wood stove, or if you're not, but you just have a wood stove and you want some extra radiant heat to warm up your room really quickly, you could do that. Now, don't send me a comment and tell me this is dangerous and blah blah blah. Okay, I already said that if you have small children, don't do that. Okay, this is only for people who don't have small children, or if you're gonna be in the kitchen all day long and you're gonna watch this thing, you can keep it open. But if you're going outside, don't do that. Okay, if you're gonna leave the house and go outside, please close the door, because sparks can fly out of there. Okay, and you don't want to have a disaster on your hand. All right, so you're in the house all day, you're in the kitchen, you could do this, right? You're in this area, it's something safe to do. But if you have small children, don't do this. If your child doesn't understand that the wood stove is a dangerous place to go or to touch anything that the child's gonna touch stuff, don't do this. Keep the door closed. But as I said, my child understands how to touch that, and that works for our household, and it works amazing. So I just want to share that tip with you, and I hope you try it if it's safe for you and if it's right for your household. I'm just going to give you a last little view. And one thing I'm going to say is about the fan. The regular fan works really, really well. The only thing is, because you're using the wood stove and there's like ashes and stuff, like the propeller, like dust tend to accumulate on it. That's the only problem with that. So you just have to like take it apart and just dust it a little bit, because as you can see, mine has a lot of dust on it right now, and it's because from the ashes and the blowing of the air from the ashes. But every once in a while, you just take it apart and just take your brush and just brush it on and then put it back. That's the only disadvantage. And I guess you can buy a different color. I had a white fan, so I just used what I have. You just use what you have. But I think in the summertime, I'm going to get a black one, so you wouldn't see like the dust or the ash that gather on the propeller. I don't have to clean it so much. So yeah. And there's little fans that go on top of the wood stove. Unfortunately, I don't have one of that, and I was planning to buy it, but I said this fan and the regular fan is like, the other one is so expensive. It's like $50 and it's smaller. It doesn't blow as much air. But this one's like $20, $18.99, and it blows much more air and makes the place warmer than the regular one that you buy. The heat, the one that goes on the wood stove and then it comes on, it's heat activated. Oh. So anyways, this is why I'm using this fan, because I know somebody may ask me. And yes, we keep our gloves over there when we come from outside, because it's a lot of heat here and it gets it dries really quickly. So we keep it there until they dry, then we put them away. If you want to know why our gloves are on the windowsill. And yeah, so that's it. We keep some shoes here to dry off once we're outside, then they go back in their respective places to dry. But anyways, this is a farmhouse, and this is what we do here. Living very simple, very enjoyable life, very fun, and just very relaxing. And the wood stove is the hub of the house, and I thought I'll just share some simple tips with you. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.